guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to share with you a recipe for my butterscotch molten cakes. So really molten butterscotch cakes. I love this recipe because it's incredibly simple but very showy, and I love that. In fact, I'm going to a dinner party tonight, hence the get up here. If you want to, I know a lot of people will ask for a tutorial on this look, and it is on my beauty channel, so go ahead and check it out down below. But yes, I'm going to a dinner party, and I wanted to bring a dessert that was kind of showy, yet very simple, because that's me. I like to do things very simple, so I figured molten butterscotch cakes was the way to go. They're easy and simple, require just a handful of ingredients. Let me take you over them so we can get started. You'll need some whole eggs plus a couple egg yolks, some butterscotch chips, unsalted butter, brown sugar, a touch of granulated sugar, all-purpose flour, vanilla extract, and some ground graham crackers. Now, this is a tip I read about in a magazine a long time ago, which I can't remember what the magazine was, but it's like a cookie magazine, and it suggested to put a sprinkle of crushed cookies or any kind of cracker at the bottom of your ramekin whenever you're making a molten lava cake of any kind, and it really does add such fantastic flavor and texture, and I haven't looked back since. Now, the first thing you want to do is get your oven preheated to 450. I also have six 6-ounce ramekins here that I have sprayed with some nonstick spray, and my nonstick spray is the kind that's like nonstick spray and flour combined. It just works wonders, so I'm using that. And now in a little saucepan, I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to add in my butterscotch chips and my butter, and I'm just going to melt these together over low heat until everything is well combined. That is looking perfect. You can see the butter is almost all melted, and so are the chocolate chips or the butterscotch chips. I'm going to turn this off now because what you do not want is for your butterscotch chips to overheat, and then it causes them to split, and then it's just a big mess, and you'll blame me, you'll tell me it's my fault, and your dinner party dessert is ruined, and we can just go on and on and on. I'm going to take this off the heat now. And don't worry if your butterscotch chips still have some chunks in them, because we're going to let them sit there for a minute while we go on and continue with the rest of the custard. And just remember that at the end, it'll all work out. You're gonna have to trust me. I'm gonna start whisking my eggs and my egg yolks until they're pretty broken up and whisked together pretty well. To that, I'm gonna add both kinds of sugar. Mostly I'm using, look at that, stuck. I'm gonna switch to my little spatula here. Mostly I'm using brown sugar because it really goes fantastic with that butterscotch. Go ahead and break them up because you know how brown sugar tends to be a little bit lumpy. I'm going to add just a small splash of vanilla, not a lot, but a half a teaspoon will do, and a small pinch of salt. I forgot to have it out, but you need it. Now I'm just going to switch to, I'm actually just going to pour in my melted butter and butterscotch chips. Now don't worry if this looks a bit odd, but just trust me, it will work out perfectly. I'm going to add my flour at this point, and then you're going to mix this until you have a really nice creamy mixture. And the flour is what helps everything come together, as you will clearly see in about, I don't know, 10 seconds. And that is a glorious mixture. If I could, stick a straw in there and go to town. But I'm going to be a lady today. I have a dinner party to go to. I'm trying to feel real fancy today. I'm just going to sprinkle about a teaspoon of my cracker crumbs here on the bottom, and then I'm just going to take whatever's left and push it around the sides like so. I'm absolutely mesmerized by this. And if you could smell it, you think to yourself, could that be poured on top of a cake? Note to self, butterscotch frosting. Losing track here. Stick with it, girlfriend. Divide your batter evenly in your ramekins. I mean, it looks like, the batter just looks like melted butterscotch candy. Ugh. Very few things make me this happy. Trying to get every bit of this amazing gooiness out of there. Now these are going to go into your oven preheated at 450 for 12 minutes. After 12 minutes, you're going to let these set for about 3 minutes, and after that, it is time for the unveiling of what's going to smell like something that should belong in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Except it would be butterscotch. It would still be delicious. My little lava cakes were in the oven for actually 13 minutes. Now you're looking for the top to be set, but if you press in the center, you can feel and you can see there's a little jiggle in the center. That's what you're looking for. I'd let these set for just a couple of minutes. That is really hot, so don't do that at home. Take a small little knife, run it around, and then I just take a plate, put it upside down, and they smell unbelievable. And then, of course, you're gonna decorate this with some ice cream. Oh, I mean, there are no words other than get in my belly. It just, the smell of this, it's what's absolutely captivating me. Like, I'm assuming that this is what a chocolate factory smells like. I have never been to one, so I wouldn't know. But that is what I want. Oh. Now, serve this. I'm trying to look all fancy for my dinner tonight, but I'm like, why did I choose to wear my hair straight? Serve this with really good vanilla ice cream, a sprinkle of powdered sugar, or some homemade whipped cream, and honey, you are in business. Perfection on every level. Absolutely dynamite. There's something about it that's rich, yes, surprisingly light. And that, mixed with some vanilla ice cream or something, that would be really the cherry on a sundae. That almost made sense. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get this recipe. Perfect for the weekend. Make it if you've got friends coming over, or if you just want to treat yourself to something special. You are worth it. Remember that. laurainthekitchen.com will have the recipe waiting for you. Hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.